First, there was Black Panther. Now, there is White Tiger. We saw Kraven, so you know what that means.
Show with Nick Crow and take a boat speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul, and the beautiful June. Gonna take you from the groove all the way to the room. Raymond games the street fighter, help to blow off steam. Just a sucker punch the odd life for Timothy Green. Sharp needle, birdemic, how we staying alive. They call me the badass and he's on the line. Cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice. Cause the bad Jim Varney looking kinda nice. Paul and June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. There's just a bunch of movies while they're making the grade. Here's a real question for you. How did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth! And hello, people of Austin, Texas! Yes! We are live in Texas to talk about Kraven, the Hunter. A movie that IMDb describes as this. Kraven's complex relationship with his ruthless father, Nikolai Kravenov, starts him down a path of vengeance with brutal consequences, motivating him to become not only the greatest hunter in the world, but also one of its most feared. Tagline, villains aren't born, they're made. That's right, this movie had a budget of $130 million. Opening weekend was $11 million. Domestic gross, $25 million. Rough one. Here's what I'm gonna say. I fucking loved it. I loved this movie. Russell Crowe with a Russian accent? Come on. And I gotta tell you, I'll say some things that are sarcastic for sure, but Aaron Taylor Johnson, fucking ready for it. I'm like, that guy is performing with his dick out the entire movie, and I love it. I'm like, yeah, man, he got it. He got some memos, like, this is the way I'm going. I'm like, I'm in. I'm all in. But you know what? I might be the only person with this opinion. Because tonight, we're gonna break it all down. But first, let me introduce my co-host. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jason Mantzoukas.
What's up, jerks? Let's go! Let's go, Texas! That's right! Last time I was in this state, you tried to kill me with COVID. This time, don't you give me those measles. I don't want your measles. Is there a baby in the house? Guess what? I'm not holding it because of the measles. Get it together, Texas.
Jason, Kraven the Hunter.
Wow,
Did you see it before it was an assignment?
I started it honestly probably 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
I started about 6 weeks ago. I watched the opening act. I watched the prison cold open. I was like, we're definitely going to do this.
Yeah.
So I stopped. I stopped because I was like, God help me if I have to watch this more than once, and it's over 2 hours.
Wait a second, you didn't like the opening prison sequence?
I liked it fine, but I was still like, I know this is dog shit. Spoiler alert, I was fucking right. I've seen Morbius. Man. I know what we're up to. I know how good this could be. I know what it is. Boy, this movie is rotten to the core.
But the accents are good.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of questions about the accents.
All right.
Like what region of the world does everybody come from?
Europe.
It is, but the brothers have American accents when they want to.
You know, you slip in and out of accents. Look.
This movie is a referendum on the manosphere.
We are gonna bring out somebody who might have a lot of opinions about
I
accents.
imagine not.
She's going to be a special guest on this entire tour with us. There are no trash can fires, but I think there are going to be a lot of things in this movie that are going to upset her. Please welcome Jessica St. Clair. Welcome, Jessica.
Oh, I knew I'd be tortured. I knew I'd be tortured by a film.
This I felt would be right up your alley. You got sexy
Hunks.
guys,
It's got
tigers.
hunks.
Well, I spent the first 15 minutes thinking we were in the post-apocalyptic future.
Sure.
So that was confusing.
Right, 'cause
Instead, just a Russian prison.
Yeah, exactly.
Where somehow I suspect we will all find ourselves soon.
Honestly. I was like, here we go. And it's cold, so you know they're going to be lighting those trash cans on fire. But then he took his shirt off. I said, that's something for Mommy. Something for Daddy and Mommy.
Oh, wait. Baby talk
Mommy
already?
likes those baby...
Mommy likes
likes-
those baby what?
Baby Abby's.
Baby Abby? You call those his baby Abby?
They
I don't
are-
understand. Are you fetishizing him having a child set of abs?
There ain't no hair on that chest. No hair or all the hair in the world.
That's right. That guy is hairless. He is hairless.
He is.
And he is finding
Oh, he's
reasons.
slick as a seal, baby.
He is finding reasons to take off that shirt, except for an odd hour where he's just wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Which seems
That's weird.
Yeah, she should have taken that shirt off. We have a very special guest tonight joining us to help break down Kraven the Hunter. You know her from podcasts like How Did This Get Made? Please welcome June Diane Ravio!
Standing ovation. Wow. 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 Oh, God. Oh, God.
There's someone in my seat, Paul.
Welcome.
Welcome to
June.
a show that is certain to go down in history as Chaos Unlimited.
Welcome, June. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Paul?
I'm well. Thank you so much for being here. June, thoughts on Kraven the Hunter?
Gosh. Well, first of all, listen, there are more women on this stage than there are in the movie.
That's for sure.
There's truly, I've never seen anything like this. Like this came out in 2024.
Yes.
June off stage did say, when did this come out?
Yeah.
Because to have one woman, there is one female character in this movie.
Yeah.
And then you lose track at the end. What happened to her?
Don't know.
She's gone.
I'm so sorry. There's the female pilot, who's an essential part of his crew, whose face we never see.
Never.
Now, great.
He was paid
He
as an extra. They were like, we don't have the money. Just shoot her from behind.
At a certain point, because I thought that there was a lot of energy spent not seeing her, to the point where I was like, she's going to be someone special.
Right. We want that kind of
We're
connection.
going to see her, yeah. And then as the movie went on, I said, where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Nope.
And then at one point I thought, that was his mom.
Oh,
Because
wait,
I had to make some.
What are you talking
I thought it has to be his mom. They're going to reveal it's his mom. And they got
Wow.
back together and he found her and now she's working for him.
I would love that.
Crazy.
I would love that. By the way, better movie.
By the way,
Immediately better movie.
my mind had.
I wish my mom was a pilot.
I would love to work for both of my sons in the future, by the way.
As a
Sounds
pilot?
like a dream. But I had to make these connections and I had to make these storylines because none were provided to me
No.
as a viewer.
right.
Would it, can I
No
ask-
connective tissue.
I have a question, and you very well may, but do you guys know which superhero this movie is directly related to?
You are right in the pocket where I was.
I didn't know
Okay.
it was a superhero movie.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wait, until when? Are you just finding out now?
Honestly, until... This is crazy. Until
is
that
it?
guy turned into a rhino at the end.
Okay. So you did
sort of-
notice.
I'm not joking. This is not a bit. I didn't know. I just thought this is a story about a man who can talk to animals.
Sort of like a Dr. Dolittle with abs.
Yes.
I gotta tell you, Jess,
Shredded Dolittle.
I'm not that far off. I also...
Oh, we got a
Good.
high
That's right.
High
We're
five
doing
early in the
high fives
show.
this tour.
I also, that's not my kind of superhero. He's an assassin, he's a murderer, and I agree with a lot of what he's doing. And I do see his eyes turning, and I do see he can scale walls. Aside from that, from scaling walls,
Like lions.
you tell me, right?
Would it
Right.
surprise you if I said this character? Okay, yeah, please go
You're
ahead.
not going to reveal it just yet, are you?
I'm not going to reveal
All right.
it. Is primarily known as a villain.
What?
Is the villain to a very popular superhero. This is amazing.
Spider-Man?
It is a Spider-Man villain. This is Kraven the Hunter, a huge Spider-Man villain.
Is that true?
Huge,
Yes.
true.
See what I was.
But they're
gonna
both
say.
fighting for justice?
I agree. They are trying to weirdly make him a hero in this movie, and he is a villain.
Well, that's your first problem, I guess.
Primarily for a storyline in the Spider-Man comics where he kills Spider-Man, buries him in the ground, and then lives as Spider-Man, trying to be a better Spider-Man.
Well, that's a dick
Spoiler
move.
alert for Kraven's Last Hunt. And so to watch this, I was like, this is mystifying.
Wow. By the way, I have that issue with Disney movies now too, where every villain has to like have all humanity restored. And I'm like, let a villain be a villain.
Sometimes
Yeah.
Scar is just Scar.
Yeah. Sometimes Donald
Bad
Trump
guys
is
gotta
Donald
be
Trump.
bad.
Yes.
Here is a thing that you should know.
Wait, I just heard you. This is how fucked up this movie has made me. I just heard you say, here is. Like,
is-
people are now sounding vaguely Russian to me when they're not meaning to. Here is the problem.
Here is a little thing that you should know, which is this. They can't reference Spider-Man in these movies.
Why?
This is Sony's version of the Marvel world. And they only can really reference these side characters.
So the characters that are in this world are Venom,
Morbius.
who we did a few years ago.
June has no memory of it.
Yes. The vampire, Jared Leto vampire, remember? Okay.
Still nothing.
Yep. No, listen, I wish I could erase it from my
Yeah.
mind.
and now Kraven. So they can never reference Spider-Man. They can never exist with Spider-Man. So they have to
The thing
live
that makes me
independent.
so mad, though, Paul, sorry to interrupt, but I'm like, I want to say to all the men of the world, there are other problems to solve. Like, let's not be working out how we can reference Spider-Man, but also tie.
Imagine if
like,
the great minds got together.
yeah, it's
we
like
could
there's
cure
other things
Collectively-
to work on.
Collectively, they've probably spent over $1 billion making Spider-Man adjacent movies.
Yes.
That do not reference Spider-Man at all.
How strange.
That's fucking
It's-
wild.
Bizarre in the weirdest way. It really is. It's weird, and that's why this movie doesn't work in many ways. But I'll say this. That opening I thought was great. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
The prison, this is cool. Then we got to go back 16 years. Like, I got to find out how this motherfucker became this guy? I don't care.
And that felt
I'm in.
like a Prince
I'm already
Harry
in.
and William story to me. You know, I thought we were looking at, the royal family.
Yeah, the heir and the spare.
The heir and the spare, which is another lens. And if we could spend time talking about the Meghan Markle series, I'd have a better time
Let's
tonight.
get into it. Let's dig on.
Well,
Love that quiche. Come on
Listen.
now.
I will say.
there were some fundamental things I didn't understand, though. One is when they kept on calling the other brother, the spare, a bastard. Is Russell Crowe not his father?
He's his father, but
Not
they
the
don't-
mom. It's the different
it's a
mom.
different mother.
Where's that woman?
Oh, I'm sure he's killed her as well. He's a
praying mantis.
He's a true villain. You know?
Yeah.
Russell Crowe is not a good dad.
Yeah.
But boy,
By the way, I
wish-
thought it was John Goodman.
Wait,
No
hold on.
joke. First time I saw him, I said, "Ooh, here's a dramatic turn for John Goodman. Good for him." Those are some nice residuals.
You saw his neckerchief and you were like, all right, John Goodman.
You're
Yes.
like, oh shit, King Ralph's in this?
Truth.
The fact that that Russell Crowe pops in with a heavy Russian accent, I was like, I'm in. I'm 100%
I thought he
in.
was
I wish
great.
he'd been in the whole movie. I wish he was in the movie front to back.
And I didn't bat an eye at that accent.
Me
I was
neither.
like, got it, love it, keep going.
Because he's got a commitment to it. Like,
does.
most people, when they're uncomfortable with their accent, they're like, they're like quietly like, I am speaking in Russian. He's like, I'm speaking in Russian, and it will be this, and sometimes it will be like a pirate.
But it definitely, it sounds so much like the Italian priest, exorcist priest. And it also sounds exactly like his Zeus from the from the Thor movie.
He's got one kind
the
of vaguely
same accent all across. And I mean, I'd rather honestly listen to 30-odd foot of grunts.
Good band. They know how to party.
Well, the real mystery is how the younger brother has no accent when we meet him. And I mean none.
Well, no, and when Aaron Taylor Johnson's not doing Russian stuff, he sounds like he's doing a Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like when she's like, did you do it? And he switches for the first time into his American accent, and he's
horrible.
Like, good for me, bad for him. I thought he was going to be like, all right.
Yeah.
And he takes off his shirt like, yep. He's freezing cold.
But most of the movie, they live in London. Like, I don't understand. What is the world of this movie? Does this movie take place in a world where everybody can be anywhere in half an hour? Like, when they're like, we think he's in Siberia, they drive there in trucks. How?
I mean,
last I checked, you were in Turkey, motherfuckers. What's happening?
Now, I know that we've already revealed that, yes, Kraven is a villain in the Spider-Man world. There's some other characters in here that are also established people. And if you were confused, they really hammer it home when they introduce Calypso and say her name 15 times in 35 seconds.
Is she a person?
She is a person, yes.
She's also a Spider-Man villain.
Listen, Calypso.
Villain.
Villain.
Yes, and is connected to Kraven in the comic.
Villain.
Yeah.
Villain, huh?
She speaks...
Villain.
Huh, period.
Calypso, who is the lawyer who, like, at a certain point, we set up, Kraven is the hunter. He can find anyone. He found her off of a tarot card. That's all he had. And then he's like, hey, look, I need your help finding people.
Yeah.
What? Wait a second.
I don't know if
Wait a second.
I don't know if you've heard him, but Kraven is ... a hunter.
Yes.
There's so many ellipses in everything he says.
Oh,
I hunt ...
People. I have a list.
I love it. I love it. It's like a CrossFit instructor is in a superhero movie.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, man, I'm doing it. I'm doing like he's got a lot of assuredness in this character, and I think you need it when your powers are so hard to figure out what they are, right? Like,
What are they, Paul?
I don't know.
Well-
I'm like, yes, he's a hunter, which I get. But he seems to have a lot of powers that a lion would have.
Can
right?
I say something? He, in the beginning, is really critical of his dad for using a gun to fight an animal.
Right.
And he makes a pretty sweeping statement about like weapons and human hunting, but then he uses weapons all the time.
To hunt people.
To hunt people. But
Okay.
usually not guns. Usually like bladed weapons.
Which,
You'll see,
by the way,
like his armory is all like knives
when
and
his
axes.
shit
I guess
down.
but I'm trying to understand what his ideology is,
Okay,
what
so
he lives by.
Russell Crowe, like what he's upset is, animals don't have guns. Like if an animal had a gun, he could use a gun.
That's
Right.
that's it. Arm the animals.
Which,
Right, Texas? Who's with me?
which, by the way, Marvel did do in a series called Brute Force.
Oh, no.
Which was like a dolphin with a machine gun that also turned into a
Best thing
motorcycle.
to stop a bad guy with a gun is a dog with a gun. No? Okay, Texas.
But I think that is it. Like I think it's explained here. Beth, can you play clip 2?
Nikolai, we should talk.
Save your breath.
No, it's a condition.
Oh, there's
I'll
the
be okay,
Rhino.
as long as I take a few breaks here and there. One thing that you should know about me is that I'm always thinking of the future. I want you to be my partner.
Doesn't he look like John Goodman right
What's
now?
your name?
He looks like Dan from Roseanne getting home
I'm
from
a
the
guest
factory.
here in Vladimir.
Right?
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Alexei,
I thought it was Jason
It looks like
Schwartzman.
Walter. It looks like Walter from the
You
Bowser.
do not have me.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
Jason
This
Schwartzman
world
and John Goodman in
really
Kraven
exists.
the Hunter.
So what can some no-name, non-existent
High five.
Swedish
Except
suffering pull
Schwartzman's
off
got
after the Camino?
the No Country for Anton Chigurh hair.
Yes.
I am
He's
here
like, give me the Chigurh hair.
teaching
We
my
can stop the
sons
clip. But I believe that what they're kind of saying is you basically hunt to the to the predator's like capabilities, right? So if you're fighting a human and they have a gun, you can have a gun, right? Because it's fair. And I think what the son didn't like was, here's a poor lion. My dad's using a gun. What a jerk.
So what, in that scenario, what would he have preferred his dad use?
His bare hands.
Yeah.
Or a tiger's tooth. Ugh.
Yeah.
Guys, in that scene, he said to that guy, to Rhino, he said, I'm teaching my sons the joy of stalking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're bothering me.
Yeah.
This is...
I can't wait to do that for my sons.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we need a child psychologist immediately. Because this
Do we
really...
though? Because it's all, I don't even think this is subtext. This is text.
Yeah.
This is how you create monsters.
Yes. When the mother dies, he just says, we go to hut.
Yeah.
When someone says that to you, something bad is going to happen
And keep
to
in
you
mind,
in a
normally
hut.
these people are fighting a teenager in Queens. That's what they're normally in service of, fighting a teenage web swinger from Queens.
Well, now, here's the thing. In Spider-Man, when Spider-Man gets bit by the spider, in every version of Spider-Man, we have to always see it, when he's learning how to be Spider-Man, he does like, whoa, what's this? What's going on? When this motherfucker gets the blood of a lion and drinks some syrup, he is doing everything and has seemingly no reaction. Like, he climbs up a whole building, and you're like, he's like, oh, yeah.
He never is like, what's going on with me? He
never has a question.
Explains it to anyone.
Well, because we have a 15-year time jump, so we never get to see that. But what...
We see him out of the hospital.
I
He
guess
climbs
we
up a wall immediately.
I guess we do.
And we do get the visual effect of him having like a zoom in vision that's like having a telescope in a video game.
No,
Just
but do
a
lions
tiger?
have that? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, does he have a bat power? He has a lot of powers. He also, I will say this, don't trust New York City. I think it's a New York City hospital. I don't trust that hospital. That ER was way too chill. They fly him in, they're operating like, he's dead. And then that doctor's just like, well, all right, so what do I got to do tonight? Then he wakes up and she's like, oh, shit. They're leaving him in there just cooking.
Just
like,
dead.
What's so interesting is there's an element of this that is inside of, I know we didn't get to play the Calypso clip, but inside of Calypso's world, a world of like magic and potions and tarot cards or these cards and spirituality and all this stuff that's so interesting. And all of her whole thing just gets plugged into this dumb dildo.
Yeah.
He gets to soak it up
How
and
about
run
she
around.
drinks the thing? I'd like her to drink her own potion.
No, but
She had an extra one.
When she had that extra one, it's like, well, we don't have another one. Actually, I did. Sorry. I did.
what are her superpowers moving forward after this movie?
I couldn't quite tell you. Calypso's character I don't know very well. It's not a big character, but I'm sure there's a nerd here who will...
well, I will tell you, June,
there's a Morgan in the room.
There?
Is there a Marvel Morgan in the room?
Right there.
Back there.
I will say one of her powers is to bill clients she has great Excel skills.
Shoulder pads.
Yeah.
She had some real sharp shoulder
let me
pads.
see if I can. All right, we're going to go talk to our Calypso expert. All right, here we go. We flew him all the way in.
There's people that have Jerks t-shirts.
Yeah, I love
Homemade
it.
Yeah.
Jerks t-shirts. Wow.
If people are in
that's
costume,
Is this a
you
group?
want to see it. Hi,
That's
how are
really
you? What's
cute.
your name?
You
Jay.
have
all right,
your
Jay's
son in
here.
one? Great work. This
Oh,
kid
God,
is
this poor thing.
mortified.
You're
This is-
traumatizing him like John Goodman does
This
to
is child abuse.
Kraven.
Like, the son, for those who can't, is like this.
He's like, we go to hut, Dad.
You're doing great.
We go to
You're
hut.
doing great. The son is the hero, the dad is the villain.
We go to
As we've learned from this movie, the son is the hero, the dad is the villain.
All right, so I am
truly.
here with
Well
our
done.
Calypso expert. Tell me about Calypso. What do you got?
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. My name's Jay. Calypso is a voodoo sorceress from Haiti.
Yes, a Haitian voodoo sorceress. That I do remember. But what are her
Love that.
powers?
Part-time lawyer?
Not normally,
Okay,
no.
got it.
I think that's like a side thing.
Okay.
All right, but in the comics, her whole thing is like she's sometimes Kraven's lover,
Yeah.
but all the time like his partner, and basically she helps imbue him with the powers of the animals. So she gives him the potions, And
so she can give him like a snake part. That's a great thing. All right, I like that.
So
Okay.
So they
That's
work
why-
in. They're a good team. They work in concert. She's
Yes.
giving him access to different
Yeah.
animal.
She's giving him access.
yes,
to
and she
something.
also
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Give
But
him
by the way,
access.
why
to
didn't we
something.
get to see a single smoochie?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Not a
Waiting
what?
for it.
Because canonically, people this hot don't fuck.
Sad.
What?
Because people don't know that cooking up is full of carbs.
It does.
Give it up for
does,
Jay.
It does
Great
feel
job, Jay.
like. It does feel like Kraven and his family are a bunch of incels just roaming the country.
Yes.
Truly, just like
Yeah.
I feel like their hunting party has the Tate brothers in it somewhere, just tucked in like a couple of creeps. That's this?
I did write down at one point 41 minutes and there's still no discernible plot. Like there's like I don't know what I'm just watching scenes, I'm getting an idea, I'm living in a world, and I'm like we should start
Because
like
Dimitri's kidnapping happens very late, right?
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Because-
over
the
45
movie.
minutes in. Yeah.
Right, because the thing with these movies that I don't watch is like it has to make it, this time it's personal, right? I don't
Yeah.
know, what's that from? Who cares? But it has to be personal.
Let her
right?
cook.
If
Let her
I'm
cook.
getting notes,
Well,
I'd
but-
say let's make it personal.
But this is
Page
the whole
3.
thing. The whole movie is like, we can't know who Kraven is, because then they'll come after the people that you love. Well, he's got two.
Who cares?
That's it. And it doesn't seem like he loves his dad, so he's really got one.
Also, that's Spider-Man's whole thing.
Right.
Kraven the Hunter is like, I'm Kraven the Hunter. I'm here to hunt you. Get ready. That's his whole thing is, I'm Kraven the Hunter. Hello, it's me. I'm going to hunt you now, Spider-Man. Little
they-
spider.
when they
Why
show
does-
his little
I'm just
face.
curious, why does he want to hunt Spider-Man?
Because Spider-Man, he thinks-
Spider-Man is not in this film at all.
I know,
We're
but
spending- he's getting
Oh, yeah.
so much
But
airtime.
Jessica, it's
Spider?
simply,
Does he
it's
want to
I
see
simply
want to
more.
know, but what
No,
the
we should-
fuck?
It's simply more interesting than what we saw. Sorry.
It would be. I agree because I agree. We do not understand. Theoretically, Kraven is hunting the bad guys, the poachers, the villains, the truly evil
He's
men.
making a list, checking it twice, gonna
The list-
find out if you're naughty or nice. And if you're naughty, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is Santa
His-
Claus of the jungle.
His list, he says I have a list so many times in this movie, and he checks one person off.
But by the way,
What?
it doesn't seem like that's his own list. It seemed like he got that list off of somebody's desk.
I guess two. That same room. He kills two guys in that room. That's it.
But that scene where he has that ledger had a great line, which is, where's so-and-so? And he says, you're standing in him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good line.
That was
Yeah.
great.
I like it.
No, there was some fun, like, dumb stuff in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait, I'm not
you
joking.
love the
I
movie
love-
now? Do you love the
like
movie
it.
now?
I like it. Do you know what else I thought to myself? I thought a lot about the hair, and I know that's really June's area, and I didn't think you were going to
It's June's area.
It's your area. Did you say haria? Oh.
Yeah, high five him. Give him a high five.
Boo!
Gross.
But I literally thought, this is the hair when Jason closes his eyes that he wants. Like, if I found out, Cravens, if I
ATJ?
found out,
You
yes,
think I want ATJ's
yes,
hair?
I feel like if I picked up your phone and I saw a screenshot of that guy's hair and you brought it into your barber, you're like, can you give me this? Can you give me the Craven?
When have you ever
That's
seen
the
me
hair
with
you want.
slicked back
That's the hair you want.
It's not.
You can't do it, but you want it.
How?
It's time for you to stand up and
You
tell
think
the
that's
people
what
that's
I
what you
want?
want. You want that hair. You do.
I think you're projecting your desire to have me looking like this as my desire. Methinks thou doth protest too much. See, this just tells me I'm right. This acting out tells me I'm right. Right, balcony? I would never look like
Yep.
this. Number one,
He doth
too
protest too much.
hairless. Too hairless. I'm not interested in this nonsense. Nor should you be. Come on.
Everybody's interested in it, but those abs look like they've been
If I
painted
played
on.
Kraven, which I would have loved to,
Yeah,
I would have been a Kraven who fucks. Okay?
that's your superpower.
That's what I'm saying.
Before you kill a bad guy,
My
you fucked up
commitment
to
to
death.
you is if they sign me up for a superhero movie, my character will fuck.
Also, you know what? People with beards, every person with a beard is a bad man. Every person in this is a bad man. Bad man.
Well, by the way, Jason, I'm surprised it didn't come to you.
Wait a second. I didn't love that ellipses.
Oh.
Jason, I'm surprised it didn't come to you. Now, because the people who turned down the role of Kraven were Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves, John David Washington, Adam Driver.
Right?
Everyone said no. The movie was delayed for 2 years because people kept on saying no.
And what was this guy up to? He was working
They
in
saw
CrossFit?
some footage of Bullet Train, and they're like, how about this guy?
Great.
And then they put him in. And by the way,
I
I
thought
like
he did a
Aaron.
great
I like
job.
him.
He did a great job.
I
His
think
fault?
that he played it. Thank you.
Did a great
Yeah.
Oh,
Did a great job.
He's done no favors by this movie.
No.
I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is a very good actor.
He
but
is.
this movie is insufferably boring. And oftentimes, we all, collectively, the audience and all the other characters know what's going on, and Kraven doesn't. His whole thing is, I know everything. I'm the hunter. I'm stalking you. I'm observing you. And then oftentimes he's like, where's Dimitri? Where am I going?
I shouldn't have fallen asleep in the park with my shoes off.
Yes, he's bad. He's bad. Like this, the whole thing about he should be
Bad as
ahead
The
of it.
problem is listen, there are some sequences, like the whole opening sequence I loved. But then there are other sequences, action sequences, where when he doesn't have his shoes on and he's running through the streets, and you just hear those flat feet on pavement over and
How
over
come
and
he
over.
can jump off of a skyscraper to the ground, but cannot catch them 40 feet away on flat ground? He
Really is more just like a kitty cat. Like
That's why, by the way, when you said he's someone Major's, nemesis, I thought, well, Catwoman.
Oh.
Because he's
Well-
doing
Of
a
course.
lot
He's
of
doing
planking.
Well,
If he hits the
exactly.
ground, he has to plank.
Yeah.
Boy, does that look good drawn in comics, and does it not look good in person?
I will also tell
Stalking
you,
on all fours, like
maybe we figured it.
It's like that woman from the Grudge, or what is it? The thing that
The
crawls,
ring
Oh, yeah,
where
from
she's
the
going up
ring.
the well.
what does she do?
crawls up, gets you in the shower.
Wait, the Grudge woman gets you in the shower?
Yeah, right.
She's coming out of the shower, Jess. That's what I'm in your shower. She's always in your shower, leaving long, dark hair.
I'm gonna grudge you. Watch out, you're gonna get grudged.
I got
But
Grudge on you.
Maybe that's the reason why they don't hook up, is because he's got like that same thing, like a cat's tongue, so it feels like sandpaper.
Oh, Paul.
Do you know that from making out with your cat?
I know it from my fanfic where he goes down on Calypso and she's like, oh, ow.
Ew. Ew.
I'm
No,
sorry,
You should
everyone.
read it. It's in the lobby.
Put some potion on there first.
Here's the thing that got me is Kraven seemingly has been living in the jungle since he's 16. Like he lives in the jungle, builds that nice little
By the way, let's
Shack.
talk about what he built. I'm like, don't worry about all of these bad guys on that list of yours. Like, you have a wonderful career ahead of you in architecture
Yes.
and
You
design.
In a geodesic dome in Siberia?
Yeah.
I thought it was gorgeous.
I want to see that in Dwell magazine.
Me too.
You know?
Also, there's no way. Also, he lives in the middle of Siberia and there isn't snow on the ground once.
No.
That's global warming.
Yeah.
I had an issue with this. I don't know if anyone captured it. When Kraven goes to have that fun run in the middle where it's like Kraven in the city, and he goes to visit his...
Like Caroline in the City.
or Sex in the City.
That's right.
The more popular
I would
one.
have loved
The
it.
Caroline in the City, yes. Very popular. And
Last
Give it up for
1.5
Leah Thompson.
seasons.
Leah Thompson, a classic lady of the 80s right there.
love Leah Thompson. And
No.
that-
I would have loved it if in the middle of this movie, Kraven had been on a date with Samantha from Sex and the
That's
City. And
great.
she was just like,
Rawr.
and he was like, rawr. And she was like, honey.
Yeah.
That's a great pair.
So when he goes to surprise his brother in his loft, his brother's in the shower, and when he comes out of the shower, he's in a full bathrobe.
I noticed that.
What's that?
Who puts their, unless you have a very large shower, like at the gym sometimes.
Yeah,
they'll have an
exactly, yeah.
area.
But I have a question for June. June, how do you feel about men in a bathrobe?
That's such a great question.
It's a good area.
I only want to see a man in a bathrobe at a spa.
Great.
I don't want to see men in bathrobes at home.
Here's what I'm not interested in. Wearing a bathrobe. Get it off of my body. Get it out of here.
Although,
not interested.
Interesting.
June, we have a friend who hooked up with somebody who had not only a bathrobe for themselves, but one for their overnight guests.
Was it Nick
That's
Nolte?
true.
But you wouldn't.
Was it Nick Nolte?
Yeah, it was Nick Nolte. But Jason, if you slept with someone and then they're like, here, you want this extra bathroom? I'm not fucking touching that.
Wait,
You
I'm in
said
their
that-
house?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's clean. It's been laundered.
That's wild.
I think it
Listen,
definitely
it
throws
also-
a lot more
it
questions up.
I know, but it also depends on the size because, like, I'm okay with a really oversized bathrobe where a man looks really tiny.
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause
I
well,
think that's fun.
Yeah.
So you want him to look like it's a Home Alone scenario.
Yeah, he's like so small in it. But I don't love when like the hem of it is
Sure.
right here, like
don't
an
want it in a
A-line
kimono.
skirt. Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to see
You
that.
don't want a kimono cut?
No.
Yeah.
Why is his name Kraven?
Great question,
I believe
Paul.
because his last name is Kravinoff.
Well,
Oh.
they pronounce it different. They pronounce it Kravinoff, right? So should it be
But in
Kraven?
his American accent, it's Craven. What's up? Hey, I'm Craven.
I'm Kraven.
I'm Russian-born, American-schooled. I live in Siberia. I'm an international man of mystery.
That's a Hinge profile I am not going to
I've
click
got
on.
an 8-pack, but I don't fuck.
Seriously. Which,
Because of my cat's tongue. Ah.
Don't swipe on me if you aren't cool with me wearing fur.
Okay, speaking of fur, to jump to the end of the movie. Now that I know he's Spider-Man's villain, it's all making a little bit more sense.
Is
but
it?
also, no, it's not at all.
nothing's helping me.
Yeah, because I did get that he was becoming a villain when he put that sweater vest on.
It's here behind us. This is the iconic Raven, like the lion's mane vest.
So,
Okay.
but he was given that vest
By his
by his
father.
dad, who he killed. But then the brother's like, "Oh, by the way, Dad left you something." So at that point, the dad must have been like, "I guess my son's gonna kill me."
But here's the thing: the story between him and his brother. The brother is so upset that
The chameleon.
Yes, the chameleon is so upset that Kraven left him when he was 16 years old.
As he should be.
But I thought that Dad said that brother was going back to school in New York.
I believe he did.
He did.
So that's a great life.
Yeah.
It was the life his brother had before, and it is away from his father.
June, think about it like this. 16 years ago, in New York, impressions were just not a big form of entertainment. So you have this impressionist go there, and people are like, "We don't want to see impressions
Well,
of
that's
Tony
why he had
Bennett.
to open
We
a
want-"
piano bar in London.
So he came to New York with great. He was like the next Rich Little, Fred Travellini, and he's like, buddy, you should have been here in the '80s. That's when impressions were big, And then
I guess I just didn't understand why the brother was painting this as though he had been left with the father the whole time.
Yes,
I don't think that was true.
That's
No,
how I
because
felt.
the father wants to keep Craven with him. He says, "You will stay here with me, and we'll send the bastard away." Basically, is essentially what he's saying. He's trying to Jon Snow him to the wall.
Right.
I think it's because he sent him to Fordham, and he really wanted to go to Columbia.
Oh, Jesus.
That's
I actually
understandable.
thought it was a big problem in the movie because, the save the cat moment, right?
Well, they
Where-
didn't save the cat. They killed that lion.
They killed it, first of all.
To be clear,
killed the
the
lion.
cat was not saved.
And then you're like, oh, I thought Kraven was a big dick when he left him behind. I'm like, why don't you bring Dimitri along? Put him in a side saddle. You know what I mean? He can
Have Dimitri learn how to
know-
fly the helicopter.
Thank you.
He
And
does
when he
tell
left
them-
him behind. He goes, I won't be gone forever. Fuck you. You leave me with my abusive dad. What do you think's going to happen to me? I'm going to turn into a chameleon.
He does.
Well, by the way, he doesn't even turn into a chameleon. It's a year later. So it's like after the events of this movie, when the dad is dead, the guy's like, shit, maybe I should go to New York and meet like a sorcerer? Because he's not evil until the movie is over, which is the craziest fucking turn.
Well, no, it's because when he's with the Rhino and the Rhino tells him about So the Rhino's power inexplicably is derived from his backpack.
Tiny backpack.
Now,
Let's get into
I
it,
want to
Jason.
be clear. Like, as you know, I love a backpack. And is this an Evergoods? Is this a Tom Bin?
A Topo?
No, it's not. It's not even a Topo design.
No,
it's not. It's some dog shit backpack. It's some weird dog shit backpack full of nonsense scientific goo-gaws. Who cares?
Right.
And his whole thing is he's got it jacked into his body, and it's giving him like venom juice. And correct me if I'm wrong, expert from Marvel, but this is not how the Rhino works, right? Correct. Thank you. So that fact
It's
that
basically
Upward,
keeping him at bay. Like, he's circulating
let
amount
it be
of
the Rhino. Let it be the Rhino all the time.
I just want to say one thing. Does everyone know that Jason, in the year 2000,
had a backpack.
had a hard shell backpack that, quote, he called his go bag, that had at any time in New York City what he needed to survive.
Wow.
In Siberia. Truly.
Not in Siberia.
If shit went bad.
Yeah.
Like that.
What? So
that
you
is when
really-
he
I got
got
one
up
of those.
in the morning. Well, I hope shit doesn't get crazy. Let me get my hard shell go bag.
Yeah.
You are Kraven.
Oh,
Minus the haircut.
I wish I was Kraven.
There we go. And now we're getting.
I wish I had his hair. Oh, no.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
are you saying,
We're getting
he
somewhere.
said it. Are you saying, Jess, that you think that the Rhino should have had a hard shell backpack?
It was hard shell, wasn't it?
No, it
I don't
wasn't.
think
it was
it
like
was.
a soft shell.
It was soft.
It was like a fucking douchey tech bro backpack.
Yes.
And
it
poor
was like, I bike to
Alessandro-
work, but there's nothing in that backpack.
Oh no! Every backpack in this movie is empty. When they're hunting in in Africa or wherever, and they're all wearing big giant backpacks, they're light as a feather.
Wow.
And the backpacks are like they're
You're like
empty.
Dora
They
the
have
Explorer.
bubble wrap in them. It's embarrassing.
Wow.
It makes me feel like these men can't carry weight.
Wow.
Did you just give this movie like a separate backpack watch, or
Yeah.
were you both
I
watching the
watched
film and
any
watching
backpack scene twice. I'm looking for labels.
fucked up.
I'm looking for weight distribution.
That's fucked
I'm
up.
looking for who's using a detachable hip belt.
That's
I'm
fucked up.
looking for materials. What denier cordura is are these Dyneema? What?
That's fucked up. Man.
I feel I'm losing you, but I don't care.
I was wondering why he wasn't wearing a fanny pack, because I was thinking when he's in that car, I'm like, oh, that's uncomfortable. You always have to be like, your back, it's like it's too uncomfortable.
Well, he doesn't need all the space in the backpack.
Yeah.
It could easily be condensed into a fanny pack or a
Yes.
sling.
And there's some really nice, attractive fanny packs you can be wearing.
Well, and I think if it was hard shell, which I would argue it should be, if it's
Sure,
protecting
he's
all
a
this
rhino.
scientific.
And also, he's a rhino.
But my point is, yes, and
It's not imposing at all.
but that's my point. As the backpack expert, should it have been bigger? If it was hard shell, would we have thought turtle?
Yes.
Dangerous
Yes.
turtle, hero
It
and
would
a
have
half
been-
shell.
yes.
Hero and a half shell.
Very much could have turned into the turtle character
Okay.
from Master of Disguise.
Okay?
This
that's
is a
where
pistachio
By the
disguise
way-
scenario.
But
It's
by the
so-
way, I will say,
Like, what if you're the
again,
big bad?
a rhino is not synonymous for having a shell on his back, nor, and I'll say it again, a rhino never forgets. They are combining. Whoever wrote the script is not familiar with animals.
Yeah.
Well-
or they see all animals. It's like, I don't know. I can't tell different animals. I'm animal
Whoever
blind.
wrote this script didn't drink any of Calypso's potions. They didn't
So
have
funny
any
because
understanding.
looking at the backpack now, and I'm so glad we have the time to just take a really close look
Buckle up, Austin.
But looking
I
at
came
it
to their
now, I'm
show on
also
a
like,
Tuesday and they talked about backpacks for 2.5 hours.
I'm also like, you'll probably disagree, Jason, but I think it's trying to be a very stylish, sleek look.
I agree. It's techie and
Yes.
slick and
I know
weird
exactly
and
what you're
gross.
talking about. It's a backpack for people who don't wear backpacks, and that's the thing I get.
You know what this is? This is fucking this douche. This fucking douche.
Yeah.
This is the big bad of the movie, and it's like, no, this guy is like, hey, I swear to God, I have a meeting with Tim Cook. You gotta let me in.
For sure.
I swear to God, I'm on the schedule. I'm supposed to meet Tim Cook. Poor Poor Alessandro Nivola is doing fantastic work and is like,
Yes.
do I really have to wear the backpack?
Yeah, they're like, you
Please
got
it's
to.
look
also
any better.
This is the type of guy who, like, something major happened in his life, and he was like, "I am not carrying a briefcase anymore." And then the day happened where he was like, "I'm moving into a backpack."
Well, because
and that was huge.
He's got to
gotta
keep
have
his
my-
hands free.
Yep.
Yes.
He's got to keep his hands free.
Why not just be the Rhino all the time?
No.
How badass would that be?
Because I guess it's painful? Question mark.
Who cares?
They do chop off his-
Honestly, who cares? It's painful. Toughen up.
But by the way, also, what a fatal flaw the fucking Rhino has. Oh yeah, I am indestructible except for a small hole. Small hole that if you put a pen in there,
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead.
Also, when the Rhino, we see the Rhino only in the very end of the movie, fully rhinoed out, right? And he's on top of a car and Kraven's on top of a car. They're both on top of vehicles in the middle of a stampede. And once again, Kraven is looking at a human rhinoceros combo and is like, cool. Nobody's like,
Kraven-
what the fuck?
Here's something I actually thought was, why am I doing such high level work tonight? But forgive me.
Go ahead.
This is your high
ahead.
level work?
Forgive me. But I thought one of the things that didn't make it scary for me, and it should have been, and in fact, in the first 5 minutes, the man next to me on the plane said, "Are you sure you should be watching this?"
What?
Yes, because I kept going like this. Like, because I just thought, oh, what's going to happen? And, he bit that guy's nose off, I think, at some point. But I never worried that Kraven was going to get beat. Like, shouldn't we always have some tension?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the
But
Rhino...
Kraven never got beat.
The Rhino is pretty tough. Like, it is, like
Sure,
until
but
he
at the
realizes...
very
that-
end?
well, you're right. I mean, look.
Okay. Oh, God. He's put his hand in.
I think that, and, as somebody who has been through this, when you get
Through what?
chomped in half by a full lion, it's hard to scare you.
That's a chapter that didn't make it into your book.
Couldn't fit it. Didn't get the
fit
rights
it.
from the lion. But that's what I think that this movie kind of posits. It's like, yeah, man, a fucking lion just chomped down on me hard. I'm not afraid of anything. Like, and I feel like that's the energy that he carries with him in all.
But here's the interesting thing about the experience with the lion, because he becomes, I think, part lion, right?
We think.
I think
Sure,
part
sort of.
lion.
The legend.
But
yeah.
But he also has a really intense experience with other animals who he seems to be communicating with. Like when that bird shows up at his window, and that bird is very much so like knock knock knock.
Yeah.
That happened to you.
Hey, bro.
With a
Yeah,
crow.
I know, but
That
then
happened to you.
he has an
With a crow.
intense
And
relationship.
the bear as well at the end of the
And the
movie.
bear, and then also his own herd, his own stampede.
And the snow leopard that attacks him.
Hey, you don't attack
Yes.
me, I attack you. Get out of here,
With the
kid.
exception of that snow leopard, the movie posits that lions are natural friends to every other animal. Which is not how I know the animal kingdom to work.
I don't think it's natural friends. I think he's meant to be establishing dominance over all of them. Like
Really?
he's
'Cause they
the
seem like
king.
they help
He's
him out.
The lion being the apex predator.
But they do so many solids for him.
I agree.
At the
Wait
very
a second,
No.
though.
I do think in some way, shape, or form, the movie wants us to believe he is talking or communicating with the animals the way that Aquaman talks with the fish.
But I just have an idea now because, all right, so the dad does kill the lion that chomps him, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end, his dad, I guess, sews him that nice,
A nice
vest,
coat.
the vest with the mane on it. I would imagine that he would not want to wear the mane of that lion because
That
right.
seemed weird to me too. Also, that his dad said, let's just unpack that. No, I am you, you are me. Thanks for the gift. I'm wearing it.
Cuckoo,
Is weird.
cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to be his dad.
No, but I think his dad's like,
Well,
as
I
much as you
think-
don't want to be me, you are. Fuck you, I'm dead. Bye.
Here's the thing. What's crazy in this movie is the stakes are so high. They're going all over the world. Everything that's happening has massive, like evil is being perpetrated all over the place. And all of it is because of each of these men's reaction only to Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
He has birthed all of this
Yeah.
evil because Nivola is also like, I couldn't get your father to like me, so now I'm the Rhino.
But no, he doesn't want to be the Rhino. He's trying to get the super soldier serum. Like, he's like,
No, he doesn't want to be the Rhino, but he wants to be strong.
Strong.
Press Kraven's father.
There's the bummer about this movie is there is such a better movie in there about a son who has been abused by his dad and doesn't want to become that man.
Right.
And in this overcorrecting effort to not become him, he becomes exactly who his father is.
What's so wrong
but
about
that's
Russell Crowe?
not this movie at all. Because in the journey to do that, like, we never get to emotionally see that that's anything he's challenged with. We don't, the movie is not interested in his interior life at all. And so
I don't think he is.
And I don't think he is either.
He's not interested.
So when he
in the least.
puts on that vest, we are sort of left to believe, like, oh yeah, the vest turned you.
You know what? And I swear to God, I guarantee you this is how they sold it to Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's The Godfather. You're Michael Corleone.
Wow.
The father
Right.
is the Godfather, and you are trying your best to be good, but at the end, you're bad.
But
You're a bad guy.
Do
But
we
he's
think
not
at
a
the end
bad
he's
guy.
bad? I don't think that's what this shows
doesn't
us.
break
He's
bad.
not bad. He's never bad, right? The brother's bad.
he's not bad, and then he
He's
puts on that
not
coat.
bad. Of course he's not bad, but because, and again, I'm doing more work than the movie cares to do, but because he's so obsessed with not being bad, he ultimately knows he's seen as bad and can't escape that, and can't escape being his father's son, and so decides it's so much easier
Wow, you're
to
getting
be
an
a villain.
applause break.
The brother,
thank
yeah,
you.
you're right. And the brother basically says, you're just as bad as dad. You just think because you do it for a different reason.
But is he? He's
Yes.
killing bad people.
I don't think he is, but I don't think it matters because, again, the movie doesn't care about any of this. But because he can't escape that, he decides to become bad. He's not bad in the movie.
But here's the thing: if Jason's theory is true, which I think it might be, like the Michael Corleone moment, like there.
I
is
also
some,
mentioned that theory in a different way, but
no.
Just like the movie.
No.
Women are erased.
I meant to say the way that he plays it at the end, because like Michael Corleone at the end of The Godfather, you see this like moment of him just being like, "Oh fuck! Like what have I gotten into?" But here he's like, "Put this on." He's like, "Fuck! I look cool in my new jacket." Like there's no like, "What have I become?" It's more like,
Wait,
this
are we
is
supposed
cool.
to believe he's turning bad at the end?
Yes.
Really?
I think that's what the
Yes.
movie wants. I'm not saying it's successful, to be clear.
Yes, but I
that's
think
what the
that's
movie
what's happening.
wants us to
Oh,
believe.
God.
Now, Paul, you're getting up to go to the audience. Now, I'm going to pause you for 1 second.
Sure.
And that second is only to say, who is the foreigner?
Oh, yeah. What's up with that?
I can't believe we didn't talk about
Who
the
is
foreigner.
the
Forgot about him.
foreigner?
Wow.
And how do we get him out of our country?
1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
We got to
Jay?
build a wall. This
Jay?
guy, we can't keep this guy in here.
Jay, does the foreigner exist? All right, foreigner does exist as well.
But as my understanding, because I looked that character up, and he is powerless.
Well, it
He
seems
doesn't
like all he
have
does
these
is
hypnosis powers that allow him to just get behind you.
The scariest moment of The Foreigner, honestly, with all those people he kills, is when he was slicing that rare steak so close to Dimitri. It's like, that's the nastiest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
where's
agree.
that? He just appears with a steak.
Also, you know what? I don't need to watch you eat or do anything. Hypnotize me for that part of it.
I think what
honestly.
I think what I
Hypnotize me while
love
you're-
about
Be up when you're done masticating that steak.
I think what I love about these movies is they're going lower and lower on the tier of villains, and you're just seeing how pathetic they are. It's like, I am the foreigner. It's like, all right, I guess. Like, I don't know if we need a whole movie for
Poor
you.
Alessandro Nivola. Poor Chris Abbott.
Yes.
What a character who really genuinely, we're meant to be like, oh, this is a true assassin. And he's like, oh, Kraven killed my mentor. Who is the mentor? Do we know?
The guy,
Guy in the prison with the bad
That's his
teeth.
mentor?
Yeah.
But I was so confused.
How?
The guy in the prison, running the prison, I thought he was just a warden.
I thought he was a warden, but then turns
No,
out
I think
a
he's
prisoner.
like a bad guy who's a prisoner who
just
is
has a
running
cool
his
room.
criminal
Why did he
empire.
get his own office?
A great question. Why is he in that prison? The movie isn't. Here's what's interesting about a movie like this. It's not interested in exposition. These movies usually love exposition.
This movie says you'll figure it out. Now, yes.
Well, this movie knows if it starts giving you information, you're going to start being like, hang on.
Wait a second.
All right, so your name, your question.
My name's Letty, and I have a question. So he's going to Siberia, and he's stampeded by all these buffalo, but those are Cape buffalo from Africa.
Uh-oh.
So, like, where did...
I love
A
how
woman over there is like, a woman right there is like, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We have a buffalo expert. We have multiple buffalo experts.
Yes.
Well, look, it's shocking because the movie
Raise
is
your hand
pretty
if
much...
if you're a buffalo expert.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Couple.
I mean, so I guess we found the first flaw.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
That's the only.
All right,
thing
we'll
that's
mark
wrong
it on
with
the side. It's tricky. All right, I go to people with notebooks. I see this notebook. I see a lot of notes. What do you got?
Hi, I'm Brad. So there's obviously so many questions with this movie. It's kind of insane.
Well, just do one of them.
But so I watched it with closed captions on in the beginning, and
Oh, if you have this note, I may have the same one. All right, this is great. Okay, yes. Oh, I think you do. Yeah.
I watched this with closed captions on in the beginning, and I think they couldn't understand Russ's accent. And it said this line is responsible for 2,000 or 3,000 deaths. And I was curious, like, lions only live to be like 10 years old for charity in the wild.
Oh yeah. No,
So-
this lion has killed thousands of people.
Well, but now what I saw was he said 200 or the 2,000 because it was a giant number when it was on screen, right?
Well, it was 2,000 or 3,000.
It was. I
on
saw it too.
screen,
I saw it too.
Which, if you run the math back, is like he killed 300 people a year.
Check
By
out.
the way,
Check
by the
out.
way, to be fair, then if I'm being honest, the lion is doing a better job than Kraven.
Sure.
The lion is a better hunter than Kraven
True.
is. Let the lion live. Justice for the lion.
Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Aubrey. So you guys didn't mention this. I'm kind of surprised, but like scene for scene, especially when he first shows us like his house in Siberia or whatever, it's very Twilight-esque, and I don't.
Yes.
The climbing on the trees.
Right. So like his eyes are like an amber color.
Yes.
He's, like you see the like blood exploding, like all of it. He's running through trees. Anyway, so my question is, are you guys Team Kraven or Team Jacob?
I've never been Team Jacob, ever. So I guess I'm Team Kraven.
I'm still Team Kraven.
Yeah, I'm Team Kraven, and I agree, it is Twilight coded, and nothing else.
I didn't realize, though, that are all these Marvel superhero movies so sexless?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. And
That's too bad.
It is too bad.
Such a missing
heartbreaking.
opportunity.
It's truly heartbreaking because it's as if all of these incredibly strong, charismatic men
Yeah,
are not interested
are
in
dolls.
fucking at all.
What a bummer. I feel like Kraven is the guy you date in college. You know, he's a lot of fun at a party.
I know the people you dated.
You know,
What are we doing?
he's fun at a party. You know, take his shirt off and all of that.
I know that guy.
But you don't marry Kraven.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm team.
Unless you're Calypso.
Unless you're, I guess, you're Calypso's stuck with him. It was her grandmother's fault. Saddled her with this responsibility.
Sorry if you guys were talking for a while. I'm in the mezzanine.
Jesus Christ! You're like the foreigner, Paul. You just show up.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Good. What's your question?
So my question is mostly for June and Jessica, who I love, and I'm very happy.
Take a break,
You for
Jason.
giving women a chance to speak.
Take a break.
Unlike the Marvel Universe. Go ahead.
You guys got your Madame Web.
That's the other one, Madame Web.
Madam Web.
Bonjour, Madame Web.
Good old sleepy time. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so as a woman, at the kind of towards the end of this movie, Calypso calls Kraven, and she's like, "Oh, the bad guys are in my office, and I need to get out." And he's like, "Come out and join me in my Chip and Joanne like greenhouse." And there is a scene, there is a shot of her like packing her. Not
Oh, I know what you're going to say, Aubrey.
Yes.
I'm already there with you.
bag, like carry-on bag, but like a purse that size, like a big tote. And then she is in Siberia. And then
Go ahead.
at the end, she kills Charlie from Girls with the Crossbow.
Three,
And-
motherfucker.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, she is in a like a
Hot look.
bespoke leather outfit.
That's
Hot
right.
look. She has many outfits.
Now,
Okay.
I thought about this. This reminds me of your friend with the extra bathrobe.
It's interesting that you're answering, Paul. She said it was for us.
Yeah, okay. So,
Thanks, Kraven, part 2.
thank you. Paul's mansplaining my question. But for the ladies, did she have this made and she was ready because she is the granddaughter of all of these amazing women, so she just had a to-go superhero outfit? Or did Kraven have a woman superhero outfit ready for her?
Yeah.
Chip and Joanne greenhouse, just in case.
So I'm so glad you brought this up.
This is so vital.
And I thought about it too.
This is so vital.
It's an important discussion. You know, well, first of all, I just want to say I'm not sure. I didn't think she called him. I think
He called her.
He called her, and she happened to be on the phone and say, "Oh my God, 5 strange guys just walked in," and so she just randomly caught them at that moment. But she couldn't have packed that. What I have to believe is that outfit was in one of those things that popped out.
Oh, yeah.
One of those.
Actually, it made me really appreciate Kraven a lot more.
In that what, though? Tell me, is it like our friend who hooked up with the guy who had the extra bathrobe, who's like, try that on?
It's more, yeah, it's like the guys.
I still don't like that.
It's like the guys who always kept their bathrooms stocked with tampons when they're single and like just had extra toothbrushes
It's for
and like
nosebleeds.
extra stuff.
In case I get a nosebleed.
It just seemed like a really nice gesture, and like he was waiting for the moment when a woman would arrive.
Here's
That's
my
nice.
question.
That is
he
nice.
says to her, I just got attacked. They're going to come for you next. Get ready. She says, there's guys here. He says, go. Come to me in Siberia. Boom. She's loading up her bag. Why doesn't she bring her noise-canceling headphones? They're in the drawer next to everything else, and she doesn't pack her noise-canceling
so weird.
headphones?
When you're being hunted, you do not want white noise. You want to be
All right.
eyes out.
Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Abba. I thought it was interesting that when we see him in the jungle, he is like fishing and then takes a bite of the raw fish and then goes into his beautiful house with this kitchen as if he's like living purely off the land.
He's got like a
I
Viking
love-
range, but he's like, I'm so hungry, I'm just going to bite into this fish head.
You
and
can't
also,
cook your
he's not
prey
looking
in
into
a
the
kitchen.
fish's eyes and getting some message. He doesn't
No,
give
I
a
think
shit
his-
about the fish.
No, because I think he's going to eat it, and he knows if he talks to the fish, they're going to be like, no, don't eat me, cool. Don't eat me. Oh, come on, Kraven. And he's being like, he's doing his Gollum thing. But yeah, like the movie's not interested in him being like grimy and down and dirty and eating and being like ferocious, because he has to be so slick and handsome all the time that at any point someone could fuck him, even though no one ever will.
I am in the balcony.
Oh boy.
Paul, be careful.
Be careful.
I am among my people.
There's nothing
in the
scarier,
balcony.
Nothing scarier than a Texas balcony.
This is my Siberia. I will not take from these people.
Just
Yes.
stinks of barbecue farts.
All right. What's your name? What's your question?
Okay, hi, my name's Rena. I want to say I cannot believe we have not talked about the singing at the club in this movie. Yeah. What the hell is
What do you want
happening?
to say about it? Go.
First of all, I don't think that's him singing.
Well, no, he's a chameleon. Tony Bennett.
By the way, the balcony is killing it tonight.
That was him.
Tony Bennett.
Was it Tony Bennett voice? Yeah.
That's why he's the chameleon.
For one of the songs.
Not the first song, before everyone gets killed.
All right. Well, all right. There.
But I'm just going to say, I don't know anything about Marvel movies, so I did not know this was a Marvel movie for the first hour and 45 minutes.
You would
know that most Marvel
You would
movies
be
have
well
appearance by
within your
Tony.
rights. That's totally normal.
Yeah.
It does
Why
not.
would I know that Tony Bennett was going to show up in a Marvel movie?
Okay, now
Right.
hang on a second.
That wasn't actually Tony Bennett there.
No, she's shaking me now. No, it's
Paul,
Tony
walk away.
Bennett's
voice. I understand that.
But it's not, right?
It is, honey. It is.
But you just said it wasn't.
It's not him, but it is his voice. So,
Okay.
So what they did was they played the song, and he went like this.
I got you.
Right, and then
Paul, I think what she's saying is she's surprised. Yes, we've heard him do voices, because I was surprised too. We've heard him do voices. We've heard that he's like an amazing impressionist, but we have not known up until that point.
End of the movie. I'm going to be honest. They
Keep on giving her the mic. I'm speaking, babe.
I knew he was mocking it. I knew he was mocking the voices.
No,
You guys are doing great. Just hang out.
It was good. It was good. What do you got over here?
All right, so we talked about how this is a sexless movie. Yes. And we talked about how we kind of all got the freaking ick when he walked on all fours. So we think that's why Calypso didn't have sex with him, because she saw him walk on all fours and got the ick.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think so. I think she wasn't into him because the bosses were like, no, they don't fuck because we don't show that to young people. Young
June.
shouldn't.
So you don't even think there was an undertone. I didn't even feel much of an undertone. But
I was
didn't
looking
either.
for it because I know they are partners in the comics.
Yeah. I mean, I had to create sexual tension between him and the pilot. I had to create it between him and Calypso. Yeah.
Can I
just
just
make my way
honest?
through the movie?
I'll be completely honest. There was more chemistry between the brothers
1,000%.
than anybody else. I was like,
1,000%.
when are we going to White Lotus this shit? Let's go. Let's go. Dimitri, jerk your brother off.
Jason,
Let's go. Come on, Marvel. Texas.
Tejas?
I think there is a deleted scene I saw where he jerks off a bear.
Okay, Paul.
Well, that's how he gets him to attack his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's like, I need you to kill my dad. And the bear's like, what's in it for me, bro? I auditioned to play the bear.
Obviously, we had opinions about this movie, but there are people out there with a different opinion. It is now time for Second Opinions.
I'm Susan. I'm Letty.
I'm Ellie.
Ooh, second opinions. Ooh, second opinions. In Siberia, then in London, the Kraven hunts tonight. Dreams of mommy and scary spiders, the Kraven sleeps tonight. Opinion, opinion, a second opinion, 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 a second opinion. Here's the Rhino and then Chameleon, the foreigner counts to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Sony's bringing all the villains, but Spider-Man, where is he? Hush, my brother, don't fear my brother. We've got emotional scars. This movie's left us totally empty, but we still give 5 stars!
Yay. Amazing.
Hey!
Great job.
Thank you so much. All right, these are 5-star opinions from Amazon. There are 76. But...
And you're going to read all of them?
I'll get through as many as I can. 69% are 5-star reviews. 69. Yeah. Kraven and that bear, 69. All right. My name in Latin is beautiful, writes, I wasn't interested in this movie at all after seeing the trailer. It looked like just another blood and guts film with no real storyline. Now, we ended up at the theater by mistake, buying tickets to the wrong movie. Someone in our group wanted to see Kraven, so we decided to give it a shot. Within the first 10 minutes, I turned to everyone and said, "This movie's really good." Title, Unexpected Win. 5 stars.
I'm so curious what they were going to see. Was it Paddington 3?
Paddington in Peru?
Does he have the marmalade powers? Did
Do you think Kraven understands Paddington better?
Oh, he definitely.
Great question.
I mean, Paddington, to be clear, speaks English. Wouldn't it be great if Kraven was like, he had the scene with his father at the end, and then Paddington came out of the woods? Like in his blue coat and his hat, like,
oh, man.
Marmalade!
Or just Aunt Lucy.
I would love it. I would love any of them.
No, it's a woman. They don't want her in the film.
This is a quickie. Trend 700 writes, "This is more than a great movie. It is a definitive portrait of a legendary character. With Kraven the Hunter, Taylor Johnson doesn't just set the bar. He is the bar." 5 stars.
Can I ask a question? What's that user's name?
Trend 700.
Isn't Trend a steroid?
It seems like yes.
Yes. That is clearly a steroid user who's like, this dude's fucking jacked. I love this movie, 5 stars, jacked. Jacked dude who doesn't fuck just like me. I love steroids and not fucking Kraven, 5 stars.
And finally, Dartman writes this. "I've streamed the movie. It's one of the best. But the price is ridiculous. I'm not going to order it based on the price. 5 stars.
Okay. That's
okay,
weird.
sir.
Look, sometimes that price point is hard, so I apologize to all of you. I will say this. We talked about how this movie, had some moments. It's the first Spider-Man related project to receive an R rating. So that is that they believe that that's the issue because on Netflix.
So the genre of movie this is Spider-Man related?
Yeah, these are Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah.
You don't see a spider till
So these are all movies
end.
that are waiting for Spider-Man to show up.
Wow,
Venom,
Spider-Man is living rent-free.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they all exist as theoretical foils for a hero who's not in the movie.
Now, here is a little fun fact. This character was supposed to be in Black Panther, a movie that would fit perfectly, but they told Ryan Coogler, yeah, you can't use him. Sony's got him. And so that's why we
didn't realize that 2 people own 2 places.
Yes.
Like, it's like if McDonald's, if like Ronald was with this person, the Hamburglar,
So
someone
these
else.
are your superheroes.
Yep.
Your superheroes are the...
I understand that.
Are the...
Grimace, baby!
McDonald's Playland gang.
Give me that Grimace, baby!
Uh-oh, Hamburglar's here.
I want
Gobble, gobble.
our T-shirt to be Kraven in his chair with Grimace on one side.
And the Fry Guys. And the Fry Guys and Hamburglar. And it just says, you up?
The other idea for a shirt I had was a picture of Tony Bennett, and it says, "This is not Tony Bennett." That might be the one.
No, I think it should be "Ce n'est pas Tony Bennett." If we want to go full Magritte.
I love it. Any final thoughts on this film?
Yes, I felt much the same way the Rhino did when he said at the end of the movie, "I wish I'd never met you, Kravenoffs." No more cogent piece of information was put out in this movie. That said it all. I was like, me too, guy. I much more preferred the Rhino when Paul Giamatti played him in the Andrew Garfield movies.
I wrote down one line that Russell Crowe says at the end when he's describing Kraven, and he says, he's an assassin who uses all the methods of the animals of the jungle. And I thought, does he? Because that was the one line where I was like, I was cravening. I was cravening for it so badly, like, oh, that's what his powers are. That's what that's what his whole deal is. That's who he is. That's who he is in every situation we put him in. But then when he finally said it, I was like, that doesn't sound like the guy I know who's throwing darts and such.
I felt like I agree in the sense that when he has the yellow eyes of the lion, I'm like, yes, give me, like, explain to me this power set and what access he has to the knowledge of the lion or whatever.
Using a blow dart, you never see, a bear.
You're not going to find a bear.
Try to blow dart somebody.
No, you're not going to see that.
You're not going to see it. They don't have the ability with their paws.
This is a movie
They can't
in which
do it.
That's why he needs somebody to jerk him off. I loved it.
You loved it.
Listen,
I did. I don't know why.
You loved it.
I loved it because it was so aggressively dumb on every level that I was like,
understand that.
oh, I don't have to great. I get it. I'm in. I think that sometimes when you get all this exposition, when you find out backstory, it's like, I don't need it.
No.
Then you did love this movie.
I'm just going through my notes to be like, oh, did I miss anything? And so I talk about the backpack so much in my notes.
Yeah.
I have so many notes about the backpack and other backpacks in this movie. That's the movie I saw. I saw a 2.5-hour movie about backpacks.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Jess?
We never talked about the severed finger. That was disgusting.
Well, you know what that brings up, and I'm sorry, but the movie, as we've talked about, isn't interested in investigating or having any of our characters be romantic or sexual in any way, shape, or form. But goddamn if there isn't a grisly violence in every
Yes, so many limbs chopped off, those antlers removed. I've never seen
machetes that guy's head?
Oh, too much.
We can't see him finger someone, but we can watch him chop someone.
In a way, a machete to the head is a certain type of fingering.
How so?
Putting your fingers up in that person's skull.
Yeah. Just like Tony Bennett.
Listen, I also can say all the movies I have to watch for this make me feel physically ill.
Yeah.
This one didn't.
Okay.
Same, Jess.
And that's
same.
shocking to me.
See, that's what I
and
wanted.
what that's showing me is that
what do
the
you
right
take away
amount
from
of
that?
abs on a man will get me through a lot.
Understood.
I really mean
Well,
that.
you're in luck on this
Understood.
tour. We got some abs coming up. A lot of movies have abs coming up.
No, it's going to be worse. And I saw those zombie heads on those surfers. I'm so upset.
That's 4 shows from now. You got some time.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. But yeah, no, I have to say, as far as it goes, now again, didn't know it was a Marvel movie.
Sure.
I don't know about Spider-Man. That wasn't haunting me the whole time. And,
you and I were so free in our watch to just see what we were seeing. And I think we were the only ones not thinking about Spider-Man.
What's so interesting is I wish we had watched it together only for the sake of I would have loved to have been present when a man in the movie about hunters and poachers turned into a human rhinoceros.
Yeah.
If you had no idea that this was a superhero movie, you'd be like, whoa.
You know what, though? Interestingly, I wasn't that shocked. I was like,
either.
okay.
I
Got
could
it.
buy that in this world, a doctor did it. I thought superheroes, it's like you were born that way. But I guess The Fly, is
Lady
that a
Gaga.
superhero?
Fly is not a superhero movie.
But that's why. The Hulk. That experiment gone wrong.
Oh, yeah, it's an experiment gone wrong.
The
He's not
Hulk.
born this way.
But I thought, okay, we have a serum in this world that makes you a rhino. That doesn't make you a superhero.
Totally
if
fine.
you have to stab yourself with something from a tiny backpack, that doesn't make you a superhero.
Sure.
Superheroes are born.
Hey, well, first of all, let me
Wait a
just
minute.
say,
They're not created.
for all
But
the
hang on,
for all the diabetics out there, I want to say that you are our superheroes.
You're always pandering to the diabetic crowd, Paul. It's so see-through.
Yeah, are you getting kickbacks? Like what?
Yeah, what the fuck, Paul?
For all you insulin users out there, I see you.
But wait, you claimed earlier that the ports on their body are points of weakness.
Yeah, you just have to jam a pencil in there.
Yeah,
That's nice, Paul.
You highlight
Edit that out.
that out. Wow. Wow.
Okay, so superheroes are created?
Yes, like some tragic event, like Batman, saw his parents murdered in front of him.
I thought
Spider-Man
that they were born like something's off.
No, I mean,
wait, what do you mean something's
part
off?
bad.
Well, Batman is not part bat. Man-Bat is. Man-Bat is part bat, but Batman is not part bat.
Oh, he lives in a fucking cave. He's not a bat. Fuck you, man.
Thank you. That's our show.
Wait, huge mistake. Paul, I want to go on record. Huge mistake. The next 10 minutes, St. Clair's going to be on fire. It's like a kid who's been up too late. She's about to be nothing but truths. We're going to wrap it anyway. Yeah, see?
Thank you. Good night.
Eat shit, Texas.
What a great show. What a crowd. Thank you to everybody who showed up. And remember, you can find us anywhere you want online at HDTGM.
All right, idiots, it's Jason. Guess what? We finally have a release date for Taskmaster Season 19, and it is right around the corner. If you're interested in watching the show, you can check it out on YouTube, on the Taskmaster app. The official release date is May 1st for the UK viewers on Channel 4. That, I believe, means it will be available for the rest of us in the world watching it on YouTube the 2nd. May 2nd. Go to YouTube right now, subscribe to Taskmaster on the YouTube app, and get ready for absolute unbridled chaos.
A big thank you to our producers, Scott Sani and Molly Reynolds, and our movie-picking producer, Avril Halley, as well as our engineer, Casey Holford. We'll see you next week on Last Looks. Bye for now.